When you talk about it, I get goosebumps again, and I still can't believe what we did there. Yeah, mentally it was a really hard year so far. We see each other in Cologne, hopefully.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Ooh, into the net.
She does it again.
Yes, Van Dijvenberg are the champions of Europe. For something here, she has a game. This is the keeper. What a comeback!
It is time to talk handball again, everybody, right after the group stage of the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. I'm Bengt Kunkel, and today I'm yet again joined by the two very, very great gentlemen that you are looking at right now. On one hand side, the man who won every relevant game in the European context. Not talking about sports or handball or stuff like that. I'm talking about the owner of I Pack My Bag, ladies and gentlemen. Víctor, Tomàs, how's it going?
Good. Everything is good. How are you guys? Oh, yes.
Oh, great. You're giving us some special effects right here. Sweet. Yeah. That's looking good. That's looking very, very good. And we're talking about the owner of that very game as well. If it was called Ship Went into Harbor, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Vilstrup, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. A little bit stressed out these days, but I'm good, and I'm looking forward to Sunday also because I'm going to Tunisia, to play a couple of national games with the beach handball national team. So looking forward to that.
And I mean, if you're too stressed out, I can see in your background there are some toys laying on the ground, so you can just go into the corner and play a little bit. That might relax you.
What it is that is stressing you a little bit, Martin? Can you share with us or not?
Well, I had a couple of long days, getting up at 5 a.m. and I was home 15 minutes yesterday, and I got home at 11 p.m. and just long days. Me feeling sorry for myself, that's a tough time. And then I actually also have some news I cannot share yet public, but maybe that's a teaser that I will do if you tune into one of the other episodes. I was told not to say it public, so yeah.
A big transfer in beach handball or what?
Sounds like it. So what's going on in Tunisia? You already said that you will be playing some games with the beach handball national team. Is your season just about to be kicked off?
Yeah, it's about to start. It's a little bit earlier than we used to, but we're going to Tunisia to play against the national team of Tunisia, and then also the French national team, and then we will have a three-country competition, if you can say it like that. I will be back on Wednesday night. We're traveling Sunday, is it 4:30 a.m.? So a little bit early, I would say, but looking forward to it. Beach handball for many of us is the highlight of the season. So yeah, that's a great way to start it.
And if we're talking about handball sports-wise, I think you, Víctor, you're not too happy at the minute right now, because if we're looking at just the happenings yesterday and the day before, we're recording on Friday, the 8th of March, Barca actually lost their top spot in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. How in the world did that happen?
Well, basically because Montpellier was better yesterday. I think Montpellier prepared very well the game. I think we could see a brilliant Stas Skube leading the team with a very clear ideas in attack, especially on what to do, and playing very good with their pivots. And Montpellier was more aggressive in general throughout the game. I think both wings played really well, Jaime Fernandez and Yanis Len. Brian Monte was spectacular. It was amazing what he did, especially in the second half. In the first half, he was struggling in defense, especially. And Barca, they were not playing their best game. I think maybe mentally they thought they were number one already, because losing against Montpellier at home is like it's not an option. And actually, it was a well-deserved victory for Montpellier because they were simply better.
But how is it like in Barca? So we already talked about it. It just doesn't happen that you lose 2 games in a row at Barca. But then if we're looking at the schedule, the next Machineseeker EHF Champions League match for Barca will take place at the end of April. So that's 1.5 months from this day onwards. How's the mindset in the Barca locker room? Do they want to get out and correct the happenings on the court there immediately, or is that 6-7 weeks break good for the mind?
You never know. I think that right now, of course, they are studying what happened, and they are all talking about what happened yesterday, because for them would be probably in quarterfinals, because I think that both Paris and Kielce, they are favorites in their draws. I don't think they played thinking if we are going to play against one team or another one. I think they were thinking about being number one, as they always do. And you never know if it's better to just play the games right away or wait a little bit. Time will tell us what's the best. Maybe it's best now to just stay some time without playing this competition, look at home, relax with the 8 finals that the other teams are gonna play, and prepare well for what's coming.
And I mean, you already mentioned the tree, so Paris is playing against Plotzk in their playoff match, and the winner of that very duel will face Barca in the quarterfinal. But the other potential option would have been to play the winner of Kielce against GOG. Is there any advantage? I mean, we're talking about semi-finalists of last year versus second place last year in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. Is there an opponent who you would want to prefer out of those two?
As I said, you never know, because the games are going to be played at the end of April, as you said, and I think that both teams, Kielce and Paris, are one of the few teams that can win Barcelona in a double game. Mm-hmm. So if I do this reading on the draw as a Barca fan and a Barca member, okay, I think it's okay to maybe take down one of those teams for the Final Four, because in my opinion, Barca has better chances to win them in a double game, higher chances than in a single game. In a single game, of course, Barca, for me, it would also be the favorite, but everything can happen, and especially in Cologne, we know that.
Martin, what's your read on? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. See, I don't know how Martin is looking at it.
No, it's hard to choose between Kielce and Paris Saint-Germain because the group was also so tight. But I was more looking at, we're going to have a potential Paris against Barcelona matchup, Magdeburg against Kielce matchup. There are some teams that are pretty strong, has been really good throughout the season. That's not going to make it to the EHF Final Four. Also looking at some of the other potential matchups that we're going to have. I think the only thing we can speak about in terms of, who you want to meet in a quarterfinal, whenever we're speaking about those teams, it's a matter of matchups. Is there a team that's a better fit for your own team than the other one? If Kielce would play against Paris, I would say it's a pretty equal one. And so, it's a matchup. The only thing about Paris is that obviously their goal has been for the many last season, and also this season will be, is to compete at the EHF Final Four and make it to the final event. But Barcelona, they're still through to the quarterfinals, and they have to play this one matchup and then they will be there. So okay, they lost against Montpellier. It won't happen that often. If you play that game, I would say 10 times, probably Montpellier would be lucky to win it one time, and they did, and I think there's a matter of two options there. Either you want to bounce quickly back as a Barca team, or you want to get a little bit distance of it, and then you have the chance to play and perform, and then you will be there. I still see Barcelona making it to the Final Four. Sorry, Plutch up here, Paris Saint-Germain. Plutch, they made it tight game against Porto, but they also made it tough for Magdeburg last year, if I remember correctly. So it's now we're down to the small details, I would say.
If I would have to choose, I would choose probably Kielce, because I think that Paris is a little bit stronger this season than Kielce, or at least they are showing themselves a little bit more consistent. But with all being said, Kielce and Paris, both of them can beat Barcelona in a double game.
And we will have a look at those matchups a little later on, because right now we will be looking at another team that's actually in the quarterfinals as well, and they will be looking at their spot for Cologne as well, and we are going to do that with our very special guest today. Let's call him into our show. I don't even know how to introduce him properly, as the guy who managed to kick out Spain out of the Euro or the Champions League quarter finalist. Let's just call him by his name, Mykola Bilyk. How's it going?
Hi guys, I'm happy to be here, and everything is fine, and I'm looking forward to our talk.
Most definitely. We're looking at the first spot of Group A. Congratulations at first. How does that sweet spot in the Group A make you feel towards the rest of the season?
It's great. It's everything but easy to be on top in the Champions League group. So we are really happy about the first place. I think we managed to play a good Champions League season so far, and deserve to be there. And just really happy and looking forward to the rest of the Champions League tournament.
And I mean, if we're looking at that tree that you guys have to face towards the golden road to Cologne, you are going to take it up in the quarterfinals with the winner of Zagreb against Montpellier. Are you happy that it isn't PSG for once?
Yeah, probably yes, to be honest. Yeah, because the last couple of years it was always the same battle to Cologne. So we're happy that it's going to be a different team this time.
Hello, Nicola. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you for taking the time. Of course, congratulations for the direct qualification for quarterfinals in this competition, which is really difficult. I want to go back a little bit in time to this to last winter on your participation with Austria in the Euro. Was that even in your mind, guys, to go that far, to be almost playing for the semifinals? Because actually it was one time during the championship where you felt like a team, okay, we really can do it to the semifinals.
When you talk about it, I get goosebumps again, and I still can't believe what we did there. Because when you're in a group with Croatia and Spain, and also Romania, that's a really tough group. So it was not easy to get into the main round, and we knew that it's going to be really tough. But to be honest, we believe that we have a chance. We knew that a lot of things have to go our way, and a lot of puzzle pieces have to be put in perfectly. But as a group, as a team, I'm totally honest with you. We really believe that we can manage to do this, and we have a great team spirit. So that is really important. And of course, as it is in sports, some things just went our way, and that's how we did it, I think.
And actually,
could you explain us what was the feeling of the team after that game that you played against Germany? This last 15 minutes where you're in attack, it was a complete, let's say, disaster for you guys because you didn't score any goals. What was the feeling in the locker room? Because at the beginning of the game, of course, the feeling was that Germany was in front, was the favorites for that game. But I think that you finished the game thinking we just lost 1 point. What was the feeling inside the locker room after that game?
You're totally right. I think if you watch the game again, you have to admit, as it doesn't matter if you're Austrian or German or anybody else, we have to win this game. We have to win this game. Everything was on our side. We prepared everything the way we wanted to, and in the last minutes, to be honest, we played like shit. It's we did too many mistakes and couldn't score a goal. So the feeling in the locker room for a lot of guys in our team, we have a really, really young team. It was still something really big and special to get this point in Germany in front of 20,000 people cheering for Germany. So it was a little bit mixed. But to be honest, if you ask me, I was a little bit pissed because it would be amazing to win this game, and we would have a really, really big chance for the semifinals if we I think we would manage to get into the semifinals if Croatia wins against Germany as they did later. So at the end of the day, it hurts a lot that we couldn't get those 2 points. But that is sports. You're not always getting what you want.
And I mean, especially when we're talking about feelings and how it felt during the Euro, how it felt in the locker room. I think in every other situation, the German fans would have appreciated what you guys would have been doing throughout the whole Euro, kicking out Spain and then keeping the hopes high. You guys played so many amazing games, but then came that match against France, and the German audience knew, all right, if Austria actually wins this, we're basically with our back against the wall. We can't do anything, and the whole arena was screaming against you. That was it doesn't get into my mind that the German fans rooted for France in that very match. Was that something that you would have wished otherwise or differently, or do you say, well, I don't care who they're rooting for, I want to silence them?
If you ask me, I don't care who they're rooting for. I wanted to win the game, and we knew that we did something special at this tournament when this happened. When the German fans are on the France side when they're playing against us, you knew that you did a good job at that time. So, but in the game, to be honest, I didn't think about it too much. After the game, we talked about it and make fun about it. But it's not nothing that really bothers me. I can understand it. Of course, the German people want them to be in the semifinals and not Austria. So I'm fine with that.
You can say the truth in this podcast. You can speak freely. You wanted to win and silence all the Germans.
I mean, of course. That's that for sure.
Score the winning goal and run through the arena shushing.
If we would win this game against France and could silence the whole crowd in Cologne, that would be just amazing. Yeah, but it didn't happen.
Amazing. It would have been amazing because then Bengt would stop remembering everybody that you kicked out Spain, because you also would have kicked out Germany,
Totally right.
Okay.
Totally right.
Hey, Mykola, first of all, pleasure to have you. I want to ask, not speaking too much about the victory against Spain, but was that also a crucial win for you guys to actually be able to believe in yourself and also, getting the confidence about telling each other, hey, if we can kick out a strong team like Spain, we can also, have something to say in the main round and be able to compete against the other teams. That's a crucial win for you guys to be able to have the confidence and the belief in against the other strong teams that you played against.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to get out of this group gave us a lot of confidence, and this game was the greatest game for me to play for the Austrian national team. That was really, really special, and the feeling was amazing. And after that, we were like sitting in the locker room, and we were just saying, "Come on, guys! Now we will just enjoy this tournament." And you see, everybody can see what is possible if we just play handball, have fun, play clever, and enjoy this tournament. That was our biggest goal, to do it as a group, and we stick together the whole tournament, and that was great and an amazing feeling, to be honest with you. And of course, that was after this 1 point against Spain, when we knew that we were going to the main round. This game gave us a lot of energy, a lot of boost, and a lot of confidence for sure.
Because you mentioned yourself, your group, from outside, it also looked like you were a very balanced team. You played some 7 against 6. It seems like a lot of the guys in the team, they knew their role. And can you put into words how important is it, for everybody, to come into the team and bring whatever it's expected from the team? Yourself playing 7 against 6, taking a lot of decisions, and you were actually good in offense and defense, had a lot of saves also. And in general, you seemed like a balanced group where everybody knew what to do and the tactics were well prepared.
Yeah, we prepared well for this tournament. That's what I can tell you. Our coach did a great job. He did a great job, also holding the team together. And you're totally right. Everybody knew their role. That is also very, very important for the team, because we had, I think, 8-9 players who played really a lot, and then we had some guys who sometimes just filled in a space, but they did it in such a great way, and when they weren't playing and when they weren't on the pitch, they were there 100% and rooting for our team and rooting for our group, and that is really important. The team spirit and to believe in each other. I can't tell you exactly how we got there, because our team is young, and a lot of guys played together when we were kids, and we know each other from 10 years ago, 12, 15, and that is something that you can't build it up in a week or in a year. That is a really long way, and we've been going this way for a long time, and at this European Championship, everything just added up for us, and that is the reason for me why we were so successful, because everybody knew what he has to bring to the table to achieve something special, and it was amazing for us.
And I mean, among all those trophies that you won in your career, among all those great handball memories that you actually created, one always forgets that you're just still very young with 26 years. Or is it 27 already?
27 already.
Sorry, misinformation.
not that young anymore.
But still super young.
Where does prepared for the interview? Huh?
Yeah, absolutely not. Actually, where does this Euro experience rank in your career?
To be honest, really, really high. Because with the national team, it's always something different. As I said before, it's a group of guys that I know for a really long time, and we've been playing handball together for a long time, and it's so great to play with this team. So To reach something special with the national team for me is always really big, because Austria is not the biggest handball nation, and nobody expects anything from us, to be really honest. And at this tournament, we put Austria like a little bit more on the map, and that was an amazing feeling. Like the whole country was rooting for us. They started to be interested in handball. That's not normal for the Austrian culture. We have skiing, and that's on top. But for those, I don't know, what was that, 2-3 weeks, handball was on the same level, and we achieved something really, really big. And if you heard from other people who were telling you, yeah, in our school the kids come to us and they want to try playing handball, and they're so excited about this sport. That's something, when you hear that, it's your heart explodes, because that's what you want to achieve with a team, that the whole nation is standing behind you, and people are interested in handball. So it was really great.
Absolutely.
So for me, I want to ask one last question about Austria national team. Okay, now in the next championships, you will not be more the underdogs. Any people will be ready for you guys, because you showed that you can perform in a very, very high level. What do you think is the future for this group of players playing with Austria? What's the goal for you guys? Is it younger generations coming from behind that can support the team and do not have so workload on some players like you, for example, Horacek, for example, and some other players that played too much?
That would be the goal, of course. We need some backup. We have some good young players, and I really hope that in the future they will get better and better, because we only can be successful as a group. We need every guy, and every guy should be able to step in and help the team. So that's for sure a main goal. And as you said, it's probably going to be a little bit tougher now, because everybody knows that we played a good tournament. That it's not that easy to win against us, and that they have to put in a lot of work and sometimes patience, because we're not playing the fastest handball, and it's sometimes maybe for some guys it's annoying to watch us, but.
I'm Spanish, no problem for me.
Our goal is to improve, like every single year, to get better, to prove that that was not a coincidence. That we have a team that is able to play on this level, and that should be our next goal, in my opinion. That trying to stay on this level, trying to show over and over again that we are able to win against great teams, and we know that it's going to be tough, but I think we have the right players, the right mindset to reach this goal. So we are really eager and going to try to do that.
Then let's switch it over a little bit to our a little more Champions League talks, or let's say THW Kiel talks, because if we're looking at the Machineseeker EHF Champions League season, you guys finished it on top. I would personally say that you guys played a very unconspicuous season, so you didn't really peak out in all those games and had your highest performances, but still you guys won the games. But if we're looking at your Bundesliga season, you guys are actually just in the fourth place. So you guys are getting the results and you are playing good in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League. But where does that discrepancy come from when we're regarding the two phases of you guys this season?
We're having a tough season. That is for sure. It's not that easy right now or the whole season. We lost a lot of great players who played for THW Kiel for a long time, and there were also big faces of the club, and we got some really good new players. But that is still something you have to build up again. Of course, in Kiel, everybody expects always just high class. But right now we're just trying to get back there. That is our main goal. And I think what really hurt us was the bad start in the Bundesliga. Then we had a time where we didn't play with much confidence and lost some games that we were not allowed to lose, and that was a really big problem. But now, as the season goes on, I think we're still coming back into a groove, and but still, you're 100% right. We have to perform way better if we want to play in the Final Four, and also in the Bundesliga. The championship is far away now, so our main goal is to get as high as possible, and also to use these games to improve, to make mistakes, to learn from them, and get better, and then see what the season can bring to us.
I'm actually wondering because if we're looking at the season right now, you guys are, I think it's 4 points behind Magdeburg, and Magdeburg is in second spot.
But they have one game less than we have.
Okay. Yeah, so anyways, the situation is tough for you guys, and even if you guys would be winning the Machineseeker EHF Champions League, that wouldn't get you a spot in the Champions League next season. So what I'm wondering right now is, where is the focus for THW Kiel? So is it at regaining that position in the Bundesliga, or going through to Cologne?
Both. When you're in Kiel, then you have to win games. You have to perform, or try to perform on your highest level every single time you step on the court. So you will never hear from a player who is playing in Kiel, okay, we don't care what is going to happen in the Bundesliga, or okay, we don't care if we can go to Cologne. Every competition is important. It really doesn't matter. So our goal is to get in the Bundesliga, as I said, to try to reach the best possible place that we can reach, and in the Champions League, it's for sure to go to Cologne. That is our main goal.
I was also, maybe thinking a little bit, is THW Kiel underperforming, or is there, more to it? But on the other hand, I was also looking at, the final, table, and you guys have 22 points. You lost 2 games, I think it was against Aalborg, where, Landin, he played a pretty good game, I would say. And then you lost against Kolstad also. Yeah. And then looking at the other teams that has 22 points, it's Barcelona, and then Magdeburg also have 24. So is it that bad, having in mind you only lost 2 games in the Champions League, and you're in a group with Paris Saint-Germain, you Kielce, you have Szeged and Zagreb and Kost. I don't think it's that bad either. But, how do you see yourself? Because we know the history of Kiel, and you said it yourself, whenever you place in Kiel, you want to get very far in all competitions. How do you see Kiel compared to, to other people that probably are speaking about Barcelona, Veszprém, and Magdeburg? How far can you go?
I mean, I think everybody who played in the Champions League and who got into the Final Four would agree with me that when you're there, then anything is possible. You don't have to be the greatest or best team to win this competition. There are so many small details that have to be perfect on this day in these 2 days to win this big trophy. So I think when you manage to get there, in my eyes, there is no favorite team to win the Champions League then, because then everybody has a big chance to go all the way. But first you have to manage to get there, and I think we did a very important part already, because we are first in our group, and now we have to win 2 games against Montpellier or Zagreb, and then we are right there where we want to be. And after that, we will see who's going to be on top of the Champions League.
Yeah, because you also said it, Víctor, actually before you went live, Nicola, that is, coming to the EHF Final Four and playing one game, it's not a double game where you play home and away. That's also have something to say whenever you play in Cologne in an amazing arena. Do you have any preferences when it comes to playing against Zagreb? Because you just, one thing it was 11 goals against them, and then playing against Montpellier is a better matchup for you guys in terms of, players who fit your squad better than the others?
I mean, we will play against the better team, and right now I really don't care who it's going to be, because if it's Zagreb, you have to beat Zagreb. If it's Montpellier, you have to beat Montpellier. And I know sometimes this really sounds boring, but it's really as simple as that. I don't want to talk about who I would choose, because it will be how, or it's going to be how it's going to be. I can't. That is not in my power to control those kind of things. So we're really trying to focus on ourselves and what is coming in front of us, and just try to beat the team who is going against us.
Yeah, now you have been in Kiel for I think it's 8 seasons already. Yeah. Would you say that this season it's one of the most difficult seasons in terms of combining the competition in Champions League and in Bundesliga? Because the start in the Bundesliga, as we said earlier, it was not the best, and then there is this question marks over the team if it's going to qualify for the next Champions League. Would you say, in terms of mentally preparation, it's been one of the toughest seasons so far for you in Kiel?
Yeah, 100%. It wasn't easy, because as I said before, you always expect the highest from Kiel, and it's really tough when you can't reach those goals, and you can feel it. You can feel it in the locker room. You can feel it in our arena when we're there. You can feel it when you're walking outside in Kiel and to talk to people that they're also not satisfied. So this is a whole city who's living handball, and of course it hurts, especially like the team, because we want to do better, and we want to represent this big club. But if you're not able to do it, then it is really hard, and of course mentally you have a lot of things to deal with. But this is normal, it's not always, it cannot be always everything the way you want it, and not everything is always perfect, and sometimes I think you also need those kind of moments to get to the next level. So that is our approach now, and we are just trying to learn from our mistakes and get better, and grow as a team, as a group, and we have still a lot of time for that this season, and still a lot of things that we can do better, and that is what our focus is right now. But to simply answer the question, mentally it was a really hard year so far.
And it's been some time that you have been in Kiel now. So just like Víctor said it's been 8 years now. You were born in Tunis. You have roots in Ukraine. Then you grew up in Austria, play there for the national team. And 8 years in Kiel now. Where is home to Mykola Bilyk?
Barcelona.
Home is where my family is, my wife, my daughter, and right now we're here in Kiel. Of course, I always enjoy time being in Vienna with our whole family. But where I feel most home is for sure with my family. But I'm a really international guy, so you can put me anywhere. I will survive somehow.
Barcelona, for instance. But
it's sunny, I can tell you.
In Kiel, the weather is really good. You can ask Eduardo.
Okay.
But I mean, as we can hear out of those sentences, you are a huge family guy. Family comes first for you. And your career actually started that way with your family there as well. Because when you were playing with the Fivers, you actually managed to win titles together with your father. Throughout your grow up as a player, throughout your youth, when did you realize that it would actually become possible that you could play together with your dad?
Oh, I was always joking around, or we were joking around about it. And to me, when I was, I don't know, 11, 12 years old, and my father always said, "Yeah, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you." And I was like, "But Dad, I'm just 11, 12 years old. I mean, I need some time, and you're already a little bit older, so it's not going to be that easy." And then he asked me, "Yeah, when do you think you're going to play for the first team?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe 18, 19 years." "Yeah, okay, then we will not play together." And I was like, "Yeah, but what do you think?" "Yeah, I want you to play when you're 15, 16. And I was like, "Okay." So he set this bar really high for me from the start. And that is also how it went. And then after 3 or 4 years, we were staying the first time together in the arena and played our first game together. And 3 years later, we managed to win all 3 titles in Austria together. So it was an amazing time, and it was really, really special. And I'm so happy that we could do this together. It will definitely always be something I can talk about and tell my kids about in the future. So I'm really happy that we managed to do that.
It must have been a good experience for you both, but I would like to ask, was your father this kind of veteran player that kicks hard to the young players and make their life tougher when they are coming to the team to show who's the boss, or he was a good one?
He was a good one, but still, he's like my biggest critic. So for me, it was always tough with him. It was never easy. But what I really learned, or what I really saw really early, that I knew that he was doing everything to prepare myself and make myself or make me better. And when I understood that, I just accepted the way he treated me and the way he talked to me sometimes after games or in practice. So that was not a problem. But I knew that he did it with a good will, but sometimes it was not that easy for me. Yeah, especially he's like really old school from Soviet times, so it was not that easy all the time.
But there was never a goalkeeper in you?
No, because I wanted to go or be a goalkeeper, but he always said to me, "Forget about it. you don't do that. I was like, yeah, okay. So he never allowed me to do it, and then I just never tried. And to be honest, I always loved scoring goals more than being or standing in the goal. So I think either way it wouldn't be I wouldn't be a goalkeeper.
And I mean, it would have been hard to invent and implement the Bilyk spin once you're in goal. So spinning around before saving a ball doesn't sound too efficient to me.
No, that wouldn't be that good.
But yeah, talking about you telling those stories to your kids one day, actually, it's not too long ago that you became father. And right now, when you're after the match, you go into the stands, there's not just your wife waiting for you, but your daughter there as well. How does that make you feel? Did that change the way you approach your now family after the match?
How it changed, my life totally changed, because for me that's the greatest feeling that you can have when I see them both. No, that's big emotions for me, and I'm just really happy and proud, and I know that it doesn't matter what happens. I have them, and as long as I have them, then everything is good for me. So handball is really important for me, really, really important. But nothing goes above my family, and that's how I see it. And I think that's how you should live and see it, because everything ends at one day, but your family, that's something special, and you always have them, or you should always have them by your side. And they're giving me so much energy. So I'm just happy, and really looking forward to see her grow and everything. So just blessed and happy.
With that in mind, let's end this interview on a positive note with a smiling Mykola Bilyk. Víctor has something more to add.
Yes. It's the last question. I think Martin knows what I mean. Martin, do you know what I mean? The last question, do you know or not?
I know it. Yeah, I know.
Then go ahead, because you are funnier than me. Yes.
We always just, have a thing, because we always speak about football. And for those who don't know, in warm-up, it's a very popular sport to do. And there are a lot of Ronaldo or Messis in every team. But who would you say is the worst football player in THW Kiel? And you can be honest, as Víctor said earlier also. We like, people throwing
I'll be totally honest with you. But let me 1 second. If I'm not allowed to miss somebody.
Yeah, we already had some names of your team mentioned throughout the history of this podcast.
I would say Sven Erik. I don't know if somebody mentioned him. But I'm being totally honest now. Like that's my and I think Sven wouldn't be mad at me, because I also tell him that in his face, so it's okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, it's good to know, because it's a tricky question, and as I said, there's a lot of that think they're very good at football, but it also has to be someone that's not as good as everyone else, So,
but the most important thing is Sven Erik would say his name as well if we would ask him the same question.
I think yes.
Or he would say Mykola Bilyk.
No.
Okay.
No. I think he would say that he's the worst, because he's an honest guy. So I totally think that he would say the same, and I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be mad at me, because, as I said, I said this to him a few times already, and I would say it 100 times more. So it doesn't matter.
0 to 10, where would you rate your football skills?
Solid 7. 6, 7.
Yes. I like self-confidence. I like self-confidence.
That almost sounds like you will be playing for the Austrian national team in summer again, but in a different sport.
Yeah, me and David Alaba.
For sure. You as a central defender there, I like it a lot. Maybe this will be your goalkeeping career that you haven't started.
I can tell you, we have one player who really could be a football player, or Niklas Ekberg is really, really good. He really could play football, but I think he's
Swedish football league. I would play as well.
Come on.
So we have some good ones, but for me, he has a lot of talent for that.
Okay.
Niklas Ekbrahimovic, we like it.
Always the right wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about the right wings.
They are always special,
Yeah, fair enough. Miko, thank you. Thanks a lot for your time, and thanks for the talks. It has been great talking to you about
Thank
yourself.
you. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me, and enjoy your day, and we see each other in Cologne, hopefully.
That's
Best of
a
luck.
statement.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Best of
Bye-bye.
luck.
Sweet.
Bye-bye,
See you,
guys.
John.
Bye.
Ciao.
See you guys in Cologne. That's what I will call a statement.
He almost said, and we see each other when it's time to talk handball again. Huh? Huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
He
was
was
just
close.
about
He
to
was
be
close. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, well, he still believes in Kiel actually making it to Cologne. And I would say the odds they have been worse for Kiel at some point. So, do you guys see Kiel making it through into the semifinal? Maybe Martin start.
I am now. If I predict before, I don't think many of us would have said THW Kiel. But when we spoke about it, I looked at the score, and they had 22 points, only 2 losses, and probably the favorite would be, I would say, Montpellier in this one. Although Zagreb has been delivering very well this season, I see THW Kiel making it to the EHF Final Four. Just in general, I would say Bilyk, he seemed like a very humble guy. It's first time I actually get to talk with him also, and also the talk he had about his family. I found it was very nice. A little bit touching, but it seemed like a very nice guy. And THW Kiel will be at the Final Four.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think I said before, even when Kiel was not performing well in the league, that you can never count Kiel out. I was sure that Kiel would be growing nice and slowly throughout the season, and they are doing that. And I think that they will be favorites even if they play against Zagreb or Montpellier. I think that Kiel is favorite in this double game draw.
Yeah, will be tough to disagree on that. I mean, especially if we're looking at the Machineseeker EHF Champions League season of them. So it always seemed secure that they are going through. So you never really had doubts that they wouldn't finish in the top 2 of Group A there. So Kiel is actually on their way to Cologne. That's what I would say. And on the other hand, they will be looking at maybe completing a German duel in the Machineseeker EHF Champions League, because after the match of the week, it didn't look too bad for Magdeburg, and now they actually before the game they could have ended up in the 3rd spot, but now they're actually 1st.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Bengt, we spoke about it, and I counted them as not making it, and here we are. They came 1st now.
Who had a hot take that they're going to take down Veszprém?
Yeah, you had it. Your first hot take went through. I like it. It's a risky one, and they did so.
That's actually the second one. I don't want to. So I mean, okay. the first one was the worst that I could ever give. So we haven't been talking about too much in the podcast, but I said that Kiel is gonna ring down PSG by 5, and I think they
Let's
lost.
Speak about that a little bit.
It's too long gone. I don't even remember the scoreline anymore. But then the week after, I said Magdeburg is going to take down Barca, and after that I said Magdeburg is going to take down Veszprém. So I'm standing 2-1 here. I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's We spoke about Magdeburg, and they won against Veszprém, and I have Veszprém as favorite, so I had to stick also to my prediction. But now they're number one, and it looks like, we cannot say, but I would say Kiel are the favorites against GOG, and as I said earlier, all the matchups that we will have is like either one team or the other that someone predicted or said that they could make it to the Final Four will be kicked out in the quarterfinals. You have potential Paris, Barcelona, Magdeburg, Kiel, Veszprém, Aalborg, and then I would say the only, can you say, underdog in terms of heads up, I would say is the Zagreb Montpellier, also heads up before facing THW Kiel. The rest of it is like Aalborg with this season, Mikkel Hansen, Landin, Alex Vla, they're gonna face probably Veszprém. We don't know. It could also be second. But we're in for a treat whenever it comes to the matchup. But Magdeburg, they look strong.
I think that if there is a draw that Veszprém would never like to play, it's against Szeged.
Why is that?
True.
Because it's the home rivalry, it's the Hungarian rivalry, the Hungarian derby there. And it's not like mathematics, like 1 + 1 it's equal to,
Mm-hmm.
I think that Veszprém is favorite, of course, but I don't think they are happy with this draw.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the end, we're talking about the Machineseeker AHF Champions League. You can never be happy with who you're facing. It's the best teams in the world, essentially, that are standing in front of you.
But I agree with that. That's a good point also for Víctor. But I would say one thing is also that Magdeburg is as you said, Bengt, in a different spot in terms of the Bundesliga compared to, for example, THW Kiel, and they will play against Berlin in this round. And I know it's the Champions League, but probably in some way they will also have to fight for the title in the German league. And will that have any effect on not in terms of priorities when it comes to the Champions League, but in terms of, how hard of a season they're going to have, because every game for them is going to be crucial, because if they lose just 2 points, then probably Berlin is going to win it. And we know it from every season that the Bundesliga is very, very tight. So I don't know if that will have something to say, because if I look at Aalborg, they already secured the first spot in Denmark. THW Kiel is in the spot we spoke about in Barcelona, also, always very strong in the Spanish league and at number one there. Maybe that will have something to say. I don't know. But the workload for Magdeburg is definitely in a different level than maybe some of the other teams, although they have a big squad and a deep roster.
So let's have a look. We did talk about Veszprém. We had a longer talk about Kiel with Mykola Bilyk. And I would want to know from you, Martin, is a Danish side going to make it to Cologne?
I wish I could say yes. Yeah, no, that's also the dreams and hopes for Aalborg, and that's also why they, invested the kind of squad that they did, and they were there 2 years ago. A little bit of a surprise. I would say they have the quality to do so. And if they're going to face Szeged, I would see Aalborg as the favorite. But you know what? If I say Aalborg here, I go against my prediction for Veszprém being the favorite. So I guess I have to stick with my prediction and be a little bit stubborn here. So if they face Veszprém, I would say Veszprém is going through. Sadly, however, that I hope the best for the Danish teams, but I also have to be realistic. And also, I would say it's a disappointment for Veszprém that they didn't get, one of the 2 top spots. We spoke with Fabregas, Remeli, and that's also the big goal for them. And that's also one of the reasons why they play in Veszprém. I don't think so. But if that's the case, then it's not the worst thing that can happen that we have a Danish side in the Final Four.
Well, then you have to go with GOG.
Yeah, I hope the best for GOG. To be honest, I played 4 years in GOG, so I always hope the best for GOG. So I hope GOG will win against Kiel, and also against Magdeburg. Is that the case? To me, GOG can win it all, but we've seen in the previous seasons that whenever they are playing against what I would say the really strong opponents, they met Barcelona last year in the quarterfinals. Barcelona, I wouldn't say won it easily, but they had it under control. And there you kind of showed, can you say, the limit for GOG compared to the big and strong teams. But they are a dangerous team. They won against West Brom with 7 goals at home in Denmark, and also, made some surprising results. And what Víctor said, it's a different one when it's two-sided. So, the home field can be an advantage. And I'm just looking forward to it. And I don't think that GOG are without chances against Kiel, but obviously Kiel having Dushabayev back in form, Wolf also back in form, because they were struggling in the beginning of the season, with those two players going out. And I think it's in some way also what we see with THW. The goalkeeper position was a big question in there, and they have Weinhold back also on the right back position, So will be interesting, but I cross my fingers for GOG. I won't lie about that.
And luckily, we do have enough time to analyze all those games, because it is still some time until the Machineseeker EHF Champions League will be back, and we will have a closer look on all those matchups then. This weekend, actually, the EHF Champions League Women is coming back with the playoffs. So starting at the 16th of March, we will be looking at FTC against Brest. We have Krim against Cesame Bucuresti. We have Scheffler against Vipers, and we have Bietigheim against Ikast. So there will be a lot of great games that will be played this weekend. But I'm looking at the clock, and Martin is running out of time because he needs to play handball tonight. But before he plays handball, he is going to play a little round of Who Am I here. So let's keep that one rather quickly. We are having a little battle between these two pretty boys. It is Martin Vilstrup against Víctor Tomàs. I think we are on a 1-1 record right now. So the first one went for Víctor. The second one went for Martin. And let's see who wins the third one. I'm going to give you guys hints. And the first one to guess it has either the chance to guess it correctly and win it, or to guess it wrong and lose the point and lose the game. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. If how long you guys are taking to get your guesses in, and I'm gonna start it right
Let's
here.
wait. If I get it right, Víctor, he will say after the first 10, I was thinking about that one that you said, and okay.
That's for sure. That's for
Actually,
sure.
after the first hint, I already had him in mind, but I was just like, let's give Martin a chance here.
Don't doubt a second about it.
All right, who am I? Round number 3 between Mr. I Pack My Back. Go ahead. Have a guess.
No, I am the boss of I Pack My Back. I know that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, then round number 3 of Who Am I? Here we go. I am world champion, Olympic winner, and EHF Champions League winner. Mm-hmm. The names are running through the minds, but nobody wants to solve it yet. I scored more than 500 goals for Spain. No lucky guesses yet? All right. Of course, I won the Spanish league as well. It has... Is he trying? Nah, he doesn't.
I think I know. I want to listen one more.
All right. 7 times, in fact, that I won the Spanish league.
Yeah, I think I know. I'm gonna go for it.
All right, go ahead, Víctor Tomàs. Who is
Talan Dutsevayev.
7 times, in fact, 3 as a player, 4 as a coach. I'm a right-hander. I played for multiple countries on national level. Yes. My last 2 visits in Cologne ended just before I reached what I aimed for. I'm one of the few people who won the EHF Champions League as a player and as a coach. I used to play as a center back. If you think about my name, you think about my club. My biggest pride is that Alex and Danny are good human beings. I am coach of a Machineseeker EHF Champions League playoff participant. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Talan Dushabayev. Wow, I am yet again impressed. I am impressed. That was great. That was great.
I know.
Martin, any words on your defeat? Was Talan Dushabayev even running through your mind already?
Actually, not. To be honest, no. 7 times. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep count for how many titles they won in Spain. But I was primarily thinking about Champions League, world champion, and Olympic champion, who that could be, because then I could rule some other guys out. But 500 goals also.
Yeah. But it was a tricky one because he won the Olympic Games with Russia, with the Soviet Union, not with Spain.
I think it's
because
92 that he won the Olympics.
Spain has never won the Olympic Games.
Fair enough, but good on
exactly, because the first one I was thinking about recent players. So I have to say I was a little bit far away with this one because I'm not as old as Víctor, so he probably has a better memory in terms of old titles. So he had a little bit of a benefit there, I would say.
Yeah, the old guy is leading 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, for some guys, the road to 40 is a marathon, but for this guy, it's a sprint, actually. So it's not too bad that you're not winning that one, Martin. But yeah, good on you. 2-1 for Víctor. I'm impressed. And as you guys can see it, I'm switching around a little bit. So we started with 2 guys, then we had a woman, and now we're talking about a former player and now a coach. So you can never be too sure where I'm going with who am I, but actually Víctor is doing great here. Martin, do your homework.
Yeah, but actually before we started giving any hints where I said that Víctor is probably gonna, after one hit, you said, yeah, he knows probably who he is. So I heard that you said he before it went on. So I was paying attention actually from that one, but I didn't do my homework enough. So I will bring some books with me to Tunisia, and then I will come back stronger.
All right, coming back stronger. We take you by the word there. You will have time to do your homework because we are going to cut it right here. Have fun with the EHF Champions League women that is coming back this weekend. There will be some tight and great games. I promise you that. I'm hoping for that as well. And then we will hear each other again next week when it's time to talk handball again.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi. Double in flight. Oh, what a start.
Into the net.
She does it again. Yeah.